Hey, okay, so the time has come. As you guys will recall, early on in this podcast, I talked about a show with you guys
Oh
Terrace
yeah.
House?
called Terrace House. And it was because I had just finished watching Terrace House with my friend, who we always watch Terrace House together. Uh, but that was the last we had for a while because when a Terrace House season ends, it ends in Japan, and then Japan needs to start filming it the new season, and then after a while it gets here, and only freakazoids who get VPNs just to watch the weekly episodes in Japan have watched all the episodes. Uh, they're not freakazoids. That's one of our most popular videos. So thank you all, Terrace House community. But me and my friend always wait for the Netflix release internationally, and it came out last week, and we started watching it this week, and it was super fun. We watched 3 of the 8 episodes I think that are out.
There's only 8?
So what they do is they do parts. So every few months, a batch of like 8 episodes will drop. It's 8 or 12. I want to say it's 8. And they're all like 40 minutes to an hour long. So you're getting like your fix in when they drop. Uh, so this season of Terrace House is back in Tokyo, um, and I really like the cast. So you guys should really watch the show. When it starts, like you get this like tense first episode where everyone's meeting each other. As I've explained before, this is a show where people come and go at any point. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so like, oh, I've been here for a month and I did what I wanted to do, which was like start my fashion line. I came here to set that goal. It's done. I got a boyfriend now too as a bonus. I'm gonna leave, whatever, whatever. And then they leave Terrace House, and then someone else replaces them.
And then episode 2, they all start doing it.
No, that takes a long ass time.
Damn,
Uh,
Japanese.
Interesting thing though, as soon as you're dating someone in Japan, you're just immediately boning the next day. So like, it's the shyest lead up to where they won't touch each other for a long time, and then just when that flip is switched, where it's like, oh, we're official now, they're just fucking at it. Crazy. The shyest people just gone. Really interesting cultural change.
Bunch
But
of rabbits.
um, so as I explained, people usually leave, but that first episode, it's like you're getting your initial 6, and they're walking into the house one by one. So you get these really tense conversations of like the first few talking to each other, trying to find a way to fill up time until the rest of the people can get there. This season, all the people are really talkative. They're really nice. They immediately like they have a really good group dynamic. Um, One of the girls there this season is the best girl in the history of
Best
Terrace House.
girl.
She's best girl.
Best
Uh,
girl.
Robin?
Her name, no, she's not Robin. She's Kaori. She's super cute. She was an IT worker, like a programmer for a long time,
Attacked.
and then she became an artist afterwards, and she
Cool.
makes really cool art.
It's neat.
Um, you got some interesting boys as well. You got a boy who gets really shy when he talks to girls, and he's always like, his face turns red, but the panel of like commentators thinks like he's playing people, and I just don't see it. There's interactions in the show where me and my friend will go like, man, that was really fucking weird, and then the judges will come in and like, oh, that was so cute and brave of him to do that. Like last season, there's this thing where like a guy takes a girl out on a date, and then like they're just kind of standing there, and then he's gonna go in for the kiss, which is already a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And to do it, like she's not kind of cooperating, so he grabs her neck and like twists it
What the fuck?
to his direction to get the kiss.
Psycho.
And then like the panelists are like, "Oh my
Oh.
god, that was so manly and brave of him." And me and my friend are like, "What the fuck?"
I guess it's a cultural thing. I don't know.
Or like dates that go terribly, and it's so awkward. But the two people are like just like lustfully attracted to each other, so like they still get together anyways.
Must.
And the judges are like, "Oh man, that was a cute date." Um, so far this season hasn't had many times where we've really disagreed with the judges. An interesting thing that happened is like the show can become really romantic at times where it's like, oh, I'm here to find my true love, and one of the people this season is like he's here to find a wife. He's 31, so he's a lot older than a lot of the cast. Like the next oldest is 28.
Oh god.
And the youngest is like 20. Yeah, just 20. So like there's a range there. He's there to find a wife, but like there's people in the house who are here just for like for a change in life. So
Get away from it all.
yeah, and I feel like that's a good. I really like when there's portions of that in the show where it's really mundane. Like there's people there was this big argument on like this person who doesn't want to have one thing they're good at. They're kind of like I related to them where they kind of like being good at multiple things. They're like following multiple passions. But this girl who's like the more problematic of the group right now, she's like, but it sounds really lazy to like not commit to one thing. Our society rewards committing to one thing. And then she like brings in two of the other housemates into it, and like one of them is that artist girl where she's like, well, I kind of did what he's saying, where like I committed to one thing, but eventually I find out that my passion was something else. And
She's the main villain.
not really. It was just like a cool clash of like Western versus Eastern philosophies, where I felt like the girl was like, from what I've seen, a lot more on the side of what most of Japan's society would be like, but the guy was more of a Western boy. That being said, they like got on each other's nerves, and he's like, people who have your mindset are gonna die out.
Jesus.
It got tense, and it's called the tempura incident.
Ooh, it has a name.
Because he's like, I like tempura, but I wouldn't want to eat tempura every day of my life. You know what I mean? It's like every time there's like a big scenario in the show, it's a blank incident.
That's
like
funny.
the meat incident or the Costco incident or the Risako incident. And we love Terrace House. I look forward to talking about it more whenever I do finish the season. We still got, thankfully, like 5 episodes to go. And every time we finish a part, it's just really sad. And then we have to wait for the next one to come out. Once it started, the wait is less long, but it's still there.
How many seasons are there?
There's currently... So, there are 3 finished seasons of Terrace House. But on Netflix, there's only 2 of them because the first one is Japan only.
Oh.
And for half of the season, it didn't have the panelists where, like, they watch the show and commentate, and they're, like, half the fun is how they, like, make fun of people or, like, root people on and, like, get their biases in. So, like, that one's allegedly really good, but because of that whole, like, half of it isn't what I expect out of the show, I haven't gone back to it. I lied, there's 4, because in Netflix, there's one in Tokyo, one in Hawaii, and then one in... Jesus Christ, I don't know how to say it. It's like Kawazor... Not even... Nope. I'm gonna eject myself from this. It starts with a K. It's in the mountain area. It's my favorite season. It was the most recent one. This one's back in Tokyo. It's just called Tokyo 2019.
It's called Titans in Tokyo.
Yeah, and so far it's really good. Any of them are a good one to start on, except the Hawaii one, because that one's distinctly different from the other 4 that you could find. And they all have really good characters, and they all have characters that you love to hate. And there's just a lot of fun stuff. And like right now, I'm hoping that my girl Risako gets with the guy who's trying to get married, because they're both artists and like they really cheer each other on.
Oh.
But then like there's the other girl who I don't like is like, oh, teach me guitar, and I was like, oh man, he looks so fucking bored. But then later they're like, oh, he looked happy for once, and all the panelists are like, oh, he looked so happy. So I'm like, what the fuck do I know, right? So it's a great time. Just go watch Terrace House. It's a fantastic show. I will talk about it more in the future.